Jaden and Kai arrived at the local karate dojo one crisp autumn afternoon, their presence both understated and quietly commanding, as though the air around them carried the weight of untold stories and disciplined strength. To the casual observer, they might have seemed like any other pair of teenagers, perhaps a little reserved and blending into the background, but those who looked closer could see the flicker of something extraordinary in their eyes, a depth shaped by years of rigorous training that had been kept secret from the world. This training was not the typical kind taught in the dojo. It was a legacy passed down by their grandfather, a warrior of remarkable skill who hailed from a distant land known for its ancient martial arts traditions, a man whose stories were whispered in reverence and whose techniques were said to meld power, precision, and spiritual balance in a way that few could match. The twins carried this heritage silently, their movements already echoing the lessons of that lineage long before their feet even touched the polished wooden floors of the dojo. The moment they stepped inside, the atmosphere shifted imperceptibly, but undeniably. The dojo itself was renowned in the region, a place where only the most dedicated and skilled martial artists sought training, especially those who had already earned the revered black belt rank. The students and instructors alike were accustomed to competition and camaraderie, but when Jaden and Kai entered, a ripple of curiosity and subtle tension spread among the ranks. Whispers coursed through the room as the existing black belts eyed the newcomers with a mix of skepticism and intrigue, wondering who these quiet twins were and what they hoped to accomplish by joining their established world. During the initial warm-ups and drills, the twins exhibited a poise and control that immediately set them apart. Their bodies moved with fluid grace, their stances balanced and strong, yet their eyes remained calm and observant, always analyzing, always prepared. Some of the top fighters, particularly a few senior black belts who had held their positions as the dojo's elite for years, felt a flicker of unease. These twins were not just new students, but potential rivals who could upset the delicate hierarchy they had maintained. Throughout the first session, a quiet tension crackled beneath the surface like a storm waiting to break. Jaden and Kai exchanged no words with others, preferring to let their movements speak instead. When paired for sparring, they displayed a level of skill that was both surprising and humbling, effortlessly blocking and countering techniques that would have challenged many seasoned fighters. Yet, despite their undeniable talent, they remained humble and composed, never boasting, never provoking, a silent challenge that said, "Judge us by our actions, not by our presence." By the end of that first day, it was clear to everyone that these twins were more than they appeared, and while no one yet fully understood the depth of their abilities or the reasons behind their arrival, the dojo's dynamics had already begun to shift. The stage was quietly set for something much larger than a simple rivalry. It was the beginning of a journey that would test not only physical skill, but also character, respect, and the true meaning of strength. Jaden and Kai's presence in the dojo quickly began to shift the balance of power, their extraordinary skills becoming impossible to ignore as days turned into weeks, and their every move in sparring sessions drew both awe and unease from the other students, especially the senior black belts who had long enjoyed their status as the dojo's elite. With every match, the twins effortlessly dodged punches and countered attacks with a precision and fluidity that transcended typical training, blending techniques from their secret family heritage with the traditional style taught at the dojo, leaving many seasoned fighters struggling to land even a single hit. And this growing prowess did not sit well with a particular trio of boastful black belts known for their dominance and pride. Fighters who had long ruled the dojo with a mixture of skill and intimidation, and now saw their authority challenged by these unassuming newcomers. Tension simmered beneath the surface as the black belts whispered among themselves, their competitive spirits ignited and their egos wounded by the twins' quiet rise, leading to a simmering rivalry that was as much about preserving respect and reputation as it was about martial arts mastery. Then, on one charged afternoon during a particularly intense class, the simmering conflict boiled over when the three black belts confronted Jaden and Kai directly, their voices sharp and commanding as they issued a challenge to a series of matches, designed to intimidate the twins and reassert their control over the dojo hierarchy. making it clear that this was no ordinary sparring request, but a test of dominance meant to humiliate and push the twins out. Despite the weight of the challenge and the aggressive intent behind it, Jaden and Kai accepted with a quiet determination, fully aware that this confrontation was about more than just karate. It was about respect, identity, and proving their worth in a place where they were initially underestimated and dismissed. As preparations for the challenge began, the atmosphere in the dojo became electric, with students gathering in anticipation of the showdown that promised to either cement the twins' place among the elite or push them back into the shadows. Beneath their calm exterior, the twins trained with focused intensity, drawing on the lessons of their grandfather's teachings and their own unyielding bond, ready to face not just physical opponents, but the prejudices and expectations that came with being new. Black fighters in a traditionally rigid environment. The day of the challenge arrived, and every eye was fixed on Jaden and Kai as they stepped into the ring. Facing the three black belts who radiated confidence and disdain, the air thick with tension and unspoken questions about what this fight would reveal, not just about skill but about courage, respect, and the breaking of barriers. As the matches commenced, it became clear that the twins were not just physically prepared, but strategically superior. Their movements unpredictable and their synergy undeniable, forcing the black belts to rethink their assumptions and confront a reality where dominance could no longer be taken for granted. And by the end of the series, what had begun as a challenge meant to intimidate had transformed into a powerful testament to the twins' strength, character, and the respect they had earned from all who witnessed their unstoppable fight. The day of the challenge dawned bright and clear, the dojo buzzing with an electric anticipation that filled every corner and echoed in the hushed whispers of students and instructors alike, all gathered to witness what promised to be a defining moment in the dojo's history, a showdown between the seasoned black belts who had long held the mantle of dominance and the quiet, mysterious twins whose arrival had already stirred the currents of change beneath the surface. As the crowd settled in, the three black belts who had issued the challenge stepped forward first, exuding confidence and a sense of entitlement born from years of unchallenged superiority, their eyes sharp with determination to crush the twins' rising reputation and reassert their unquestioned control. But when Jaden and Kai took their positions, calm and focused, a ripple of unease swept through the spectators, sensing that this was no ordinary contest. The matches began one after another, with the twins displaying a breathtaking fusion of speed, precision, and fluidity that left the black belts struggling to keep pace. Their movements were a mesmerizing blend of styles, seamlessly integrating the ancient disciplined techniques of their grandfather's heritage with modern adaptability, each strike delivered with calculated intent, each defense a flawless shield against aggression, their synchronization so perfect it was as if they moved with a single mind and purpose. As the rounds progressed, the black belts' initial arrogance faltered, replaced by disbelief and frustration as they realized they were facing warriors unlike any they had encountered, their pride challenged not only by skill, but by an unyielding spirit that refused to bow. The dojo's atmosphere shifted palpably from tense confrontation to reverent awe, the crowd collectively holding its breath as Jaden and Kai dominated the ring, proving through their unmatched mastery and resilience that they were not mere challengers, but true warriors embodying a legacy of strength, honor, and perseverance that transcended the dojo's traditional boundaries and inspired all who watched to rethink what it meant to be a fighter and a champion in a world where respect must be earned through more than just skill. It must be proven through character, courage, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. With their undefeated streak firmly established, Jaden and Kai found themselves at the center of a transformation that rippled through every corner of the dojo, their skill alone no longer the sole measure of their impact, but rather the gateway to something far greater, a movement that challenged old hierarchies and invited a new understanding of respect, unity, and heritage among the students and instructors who had once doubted them. The black belts who had confronted them with hostility now approached with genuine humility and curiosity, eager to learn not just the twins' techniques, but also the values and stories that fueled their strength. And it was in these moments of shared experience and open dialogue that Jaden and Kai's true power became evident. the power to inspire, to heal divisions, and to build a community that transcended rivalry. They began to share the story of their grandfather, the legendary warrior whose disciplined training and profound wisdom had shaped their journey, emphasizing that martial arts was not merely about physical dominance, but about discipline of the mind, respect for others, and the importance of honoring one's roots while embracing growth. This ethos resonated deeply with the dojo, sparking a shift that saw the integration of new techniques and philosophies inspired by the twins' unique background, blending traditional karate with elements of their grandfather's teachings to create a richer, more inclusive practice that elevated everyone. As mentors, Jaden and Kai dedicated themselves to guiding the next generation of fighters, encouraging them to look beyond appearances and preconceived notions, to find strength in their own stories, and to recognize that true mastery comes from unity, empathy, and resilience. Their legacy thus extended far beyond the dojo mats. It became a beacon for breaking barriers, fostering understanding, and celebrating diversity, proving that when people come together with respect and open hearts, they can build not only stronger fighters but stronger communities, where every individual's power and potential are honored and nurtured, leaving an indelible mark that would inspire countless others long after the twins' own journey had passed into legend.